Hey and welcome to another one of my games. This is Cherry to be Lost. The ship is Lyon, French tier 7 battleship. Interesting matchmaking on this one. 2 battleships per team, and 2 battleships per team and 4 DDs per team. Very cruiser centric game this one. Map is Trident. It's domination 3 cap points. I'm going to suggest here that I go and hold the right flank, the other Lyon holds the left flank, and hopefully we can get something done with this. So Lyon, as everybody knows, one of my favourite ships, 16 barrels of go screw yourself, putting it politely. Range is okay, speed is okay, armour is very good if angled, not very good if not angled, but that's the same with all battleships. Team is not very chatty. There's a fair bit of name calling in this game, not quite sure why, but you know, it is what it is. So basically you're going to push off to the right flank, and I'm just going to speed it up now for just until we get into the fight. So we're just getting into the action a little bit here. There's a Nuremberg coming in on the right hand flank. There's a DD in the sea cap. We've got ships that are now deciding not to go to the caps. So Lyon is spotted on the opposite flank. We're still working out where the Gneiser now is, but the Lyon is on the opposite flank, so we're going to line up the Nuremberg. If you watch the Nuremberg, as I was aiming on him, he started to slow down, so I just gently dropped my lead very slightly in the hope that I'll actually get some damage in, and there's a decent solid 11.5k hit. So the Nuremberg shouldn't be much longer for this world. On this flank we've got a Hatsu, a Nuremberg and an Atlanta, and there is a Furutaka coming in from the north, and the Gneiser now is finally engaging from the north. So we need to clear up these cruisers, and then we can work out where we're going from there. So watch your smokestack. Just started to slow down. Now he's slowing down even more, but I'd already allowed for the lead on that one. Boom. First blood. That is an ex-Nuremberg. It's so satisfying when that happens. I don't actually know what all the complaints are about the Lyon guns. I mean, people say the Lyon guns are inaccurate, they're inconsistent. But they're not. I mean, there's so many of them, it doesn't actually matter if they're a little bit inconsistent at times. But in the great scheme of things, they're not problematic at all. I find them remarkably accurate. You just have to lead correctly on. They've got the weirdest of shell drops. So that's a Hatsu over there, and that's a dead Hatsu. So it's good against cruisers, good against destroyers. As I said, it's just the weight of fire with the Lyon more than anything. So now the Atlanta is without friends, starting to panic to try and get behind the island. If you watch his smokestacks again, it's just starting to reverse. But he's making a mistake of reversing and turning simultaneously. And he dies. That was a citadel from me and a kill from someone else. So we've basically cleared up this flank for no loss. Other flank not faring quite so well. Our Lyon on the opposite side has got himself into all sorts of trouble there. Well, I'm not quite sure why he's mucking around with those islands. He should have been away from the islands, using them as a shield more than trying to get involved in them. Lyon's good. But when there's destroyers in the mix, no. So we're going to line up in this Gneiser now. He's just coming out around the island. Going to work out what he's doing. Slowing down and turning away. So drop some shells on, see if anything happens. I think that angle's not going to give me very much. Nah, as expected, nothing. Slight glitch there on the recording. For some reason Windows threw me back to desktop. Hopefully it doesn't come up with anything other than a fine picture of the wonderful piece of humankind that is Dasha Parova. Now everybody knows I am an absolute fan of Dasha. Frankly, she is the woman of my dreams. So anyway, back to the game. What we've got facing us here now is a Fiji, a Furutaka, a Hatsu and the Gneiser now. Gneiser now is going to be a fairly tough nut to crack because the Lyon's guns are not great at an angled Gneisenau. Now, in hindsight here, maybe, just maybe, I should have switched to HE a heck of a lot earlier. But the reason I was staying with AP was I was ultra conscious of those cruisers. Yeah, 6k on an HE salvo and a semi-angled Gneisenau. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But I am more concerned about keeping AP loaded for those cruisers because there's 2 of them there. So I'd rather do smaller damage on the Gneisenau but know I can annihilate a cruiser if it pops up in front of me. Right, Gneisenau's just starting to make a turn. Straightening out, drop the shells, see what happens. Another 6,000. It's solid damage. It's not great damage, but it's solid. Right, he's just starting to turn away, so we're going to try and get him as he turns. Because with the German battleships, with their turtleback armour, as they do a hard turn one way or the other, they open up their the citadel for basically, as they roll it, it angles the deck towards you, which negates a lot of the turtleback. Now, this is the reason for keeping the AP loaded. Fiji coming in, 9 kilometres away, hasn't seen me yet. I am now spotted by the Fiji, just waiting to come around the island. He is speeding up, just clearing the island with the rear guns, and bang. Shells out in the Fiji, and that should be a very ex-Fiji. At that range, you don't want to be broadside in a Fiji to one of these. So we're currently sitting on 3 kills, 5 citadels, 2 defence, and just under 70,000 damage. We are 7 minutes into the game. Enemy team is winning on the other side. The other flank is doing very well. We've lost the other Lyon. They still have their Lyon and their Gneisenau, albeit the Gneisenau's a little on the weak side. Now, this is another one where I made a fatal mistake. Should not have shot those at the Gneisenau. I should have held them and held them for the Hatsuharu. So 3.5k on that one. That drops him down to very little, but not dead. Now I've got the problem with the Nuremberg and the Hatsu. Gneisenau's going to run away and heal. I would if I was him. Just going to try and see if we can finish that Gneisenau off. He's turning in again. Try and catch him on the turn. For no damage. So the Eagles bailed out on us when I really would have hoped he'd have just chased down that very low health enemy DD just to get it out of the equation. Because now we've got a situation where destroyer, cruiser, 2 battleships all coming in on me, which is a little bit worrying. So shells out on the Nuremberg. 8k. It was never going to be anything massive at that sort of angle. Got to try and make the turn before anyone fires. I just want to try and avoid taking too much damage here. Yeah. Gneisenau when you turn away, no problem. Right, hopefully that Nuremberg is finished. I'm just going to fire a couple of turrets just to make sure. He's gone, so I'll save the other 2. Little snapshot, try and get him on the Indianapolis. And there's the torps from the Hatsu, which really should have been dead by now. And that's the first big-ish hit that I've taken all game. The guy in the T-61's not being overly effective, it's got to be said. Yes, he's got a kill, but he's not being overly effective. Right, shells out in the Indianapolis again. See if we can get anything out of that. Odds are on it's all over, Pens. Yep. Well, actually, that was 1 pen and 1 bounce by the looks of it. I'm just going to retire back and try and get some health back. Let that fire burn out. This is a bad call on my part as well. Maybe shouldn't have fired at the Lyon at that angle. Luckily, he's only firing HE, and he's been firing HE the whole game, so I'm not stressy about it. But that was a total waste of a salvo. I should have finished Indianapolis off. So, fire's out. Heal is up. Let's get some health back and go to work on the Lyon. Now, the Lyon's got himself in all sorts of shit here, because he's now bolt up against an island and can't really manoeuvre. So what he's done is he's gone full broadside and slowed down. So he's slowed down. So he's going to take a hit, albeit not a big one. Not going to turn in. His guns are facing the other way, so I'm more than happy to show a broadside here. And he's gone stationary. So now is the case. Drop one on his nose, and it should run all the way along his hull. As you can see, nice grouping, centre mass, 10k. And that gets me a Confederate and a high caliber in the same salvo. Another 2 defended ribbons. So we're looking at 6 defended ribbons, 3 kills, 5 citadels, high caliber, Confederate, and a devastating strike, and a first blood, I think. Work on that Lyon. Another 6007. Right, luckily the Lyon has now lost sight of me. He's tucked me on the island. I was toying with the idea of trying to lob one over the island, but at this range with the gun arcs, they're never going to get near it. It's going to hit the island. I'm kind of hoping he's going to stop and reverse back out, but I think those torps have got him. Yeah, they've got him. Nice job with the 261. Finally does something useful. So we're now 4 trips against 3, 2 caps up, 108,000 damage, 3 kills, 8 defends. 5 citadels. I love citadels. So now we've got Gneiser now. I've got AP loaded, so I'm going to fire that at the Gneiser now and do very little damage. As you can see, coming up now. Going to wait for him to make his turn. Making his turn, making his turn, making his turn. Got him committed. Drop the shells. See if they'll drop. And an overpen. So now switching to AG to try and finish it off. Indianapolis wants to play, so let's get this HE salvo out. See if we can get that Gneiser now finished off. Shells out in the Gneiser now. There, HG, that should finish it. It's only got 2k. And that's a dead one. That's a dead Gneiser now. Now we've got AP reloading for the Indianapolis, who is going to assume I'm still firing HE. Well, judging by what he does next, definitely assume he's firing assumes I might fire HE. So just wait for a reload. 6 seconds. Right, now he starts to slow down. Now he's perfectly angled for me. Boom. That range in a cruiser, you don't want to be doing that with Lyon. Another 2 citadels, that gives me McCracken. So the medals are starting to rack up. 11 defends, 130,558 damage. And that's going to be a win as we cap the last cap. Well, thank you for watching. I'm not going to bore you with chasing a DD around the map. If you like my videos, please subscribe. If you don't like them, then don't subscribe. If you like them or don't like them, make some comments. And I'll be back very, very soon. This is Cherry signing off. Be nice to each other, have fun, and enjoy yourselves.